In Yellowstone Season 5, Episode 4, Beth and Jamie's rivalry reaches a boiling point as the Dutton family buries one of their own. Let's go to work. As Horses in Heaven begins, we catch up with Beth Dutton, who is, in fact, still in jail, awaiting her sentencing, after beating a stranger to a pulp in their local bar. But Beth got her one phone call, and it's dear brother Jamie to the rescue. Yet Jamie has no advice for Beth other than to sit and hope. This is a county affair, not a state one under his jurisdiction as Attorney General. Beth advises her adopted brother to sit on the steps of the court until he can do something helpful. And given her blackmail over him, he complies. Over in the Capitol, John finds out his policy advisors are advising policies without him, as they do. So he fires them all, saving Montana taxpayers millions. But it's not all victories for John as governor. Waiting in his office are U.S. Fish and Wildlife officers for an emergency meeting. We know exactly what this meeting is about, but John doesn't, and it's wolves on the Dutton land. The officers are wise to it all, and it's only a matter of time before the wolf shit hits the fan. Afterwards, we get to see Jamie step up as he secures Beth's freedom by explaining the law thoroughly to the wildly drunk woman who approached Beth in that bar brawl. Back on the ranch, Casey and Monica are burying baby John in the Dutton family graveyard. Rip and the Cowboys team up with the Broken Rock people to dig a grave for John Sr.'s horse beside baby John so that he has a ride into heaven. Senator Linnell Perry tells John to avoid the environmentalist types at all cost, but we know that's no longer an option. So instead, Linnell advises John to find an environmental advisor. She also tells him he can pardon any prisoner if he wishes as governor. This piques John's interest,
and us viewers assume he's thinking about pardoning his daughter Beth.
Over at the courthouse, Jamie has to take Beth home and they enter his vehicle, in which Beth immediately spots the car seat in the back of Jamie's SUV.
She asks point blank if Jamie has a child, and he doesn't even bother with lying.
And she loses it.
And another physical assault ensues. No beer bottle in hand this time.
I'm going to take him from you, Jamie. Beth scowls back of his son. He deserves better than you. And hopefully this means she's talking child services and not the train station. Jesus, Beth.
Thomas Rainwater asks John to speak with him at the reservation about everything that's happened thus far. He agrees, and then goes over to comfort Monica and Casey.
I know how you feel, he says, telling her of the son, Lee, he buried. She remembers, of course, but here we also learn a tragic piece of the patriarch's life. As he tells it, John had a brother for 18 hours. His name was Peter. He wasn't strong enough, John recalls, and his little brother died in those hours after birth, much like baby John. John offers the full story, reassuring Monica that Peter and baby John had perfect lives. Because all they knew was their mother. All they knew was you, and that you loved them. After handing the livestock commissioner badge back to his son Casey so that the man has a paycheck through all this, John finds out from Rip that his horse has been buried next to his grandson, so the boy can ride him into heaven. But John has to ask Rip about the wolves. Rip does as always and tells John the full truth, and apologizes. It's now out in the open between these two. Later on, the Dutton Cowboys prepare their horses to help the Bar M Ranch brand cattle, where Rip and an old friend discuss how much the world they're leaving behind to their children breaks their hearts, despite Rip saying he doesn't even have any kids. From there, we take a trip to Montana State Prison and get a big surprise as the camera pans to the face of Summer Higgins, a returning Piper Perabo, for the first time in Season 5. It turns out that Summer is the pardon John has enacted, and he's looking to have her as that environmental advisor now that she's free. And then it's finally time for Jamie and Sarah Atwood to have that dinner date, where Sarah makes her plan clear: assassinate the character of John Dutton. But she continues to play Jamie like a fiddle. They get drunk, they sneak off to the bathroom and shack up. Yet as they pass other bar patrons, we discover that Beth is sitting in the bar watching like a cougar ready to pounce. Beth enters the bathroom where they're going at it and takes a photo of Sarah's ID.
Beth can't sleep over everything that's happened, so she opens up her laptop and gets to searching on Sarah Atwood. With some simple social media sleuthing, just as any determined female can do, Beth realizes this isn't even her real name.
Then her father's old fling, Summer, comes running down the stairs in one of his shirts in the middle of the night. So Beth pours a drink, heads for the porch, and looks to the horizon. And what do her eyes behold but a massive plume of smoke over the mountains? The world is on fire, and it's coming for the Duttons.
Remember to comment your favorite or least favorite moment of this episode, like this video, and subscribe to Outsider for more Yellowstone episode reviews.